welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Adam, here with the 21st session of the New Divines Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign. We have Eric as Stan, Austin as Rolfur, David as Terry, Ryan as Billy, and Bob over there as the old man. Last time, hanging out in the Great City. Old man meeting the Thieves Guild, learning of a crime family, Stan getting mugged and spreading healing even to those mugging him. Terry coming off on the wrong foot with a wizard's tower. Anyways, we ended with Stan, you're exploring the city to see if there are muggers in the day as well. I have that the old man is... I put the word going to meet, the family. I wasn't sure if he was meeting them or spying on them, or he was headed in that direction.
I'm going to be spying on them.
Alice and Terry were leaving the wizard's tower after Terry showing off how powerful he was, with Rolfur and Billy invited upstairs to the wizard's tower for a small tour because Rolfur's old mentor gave a reference.
Some people are not quite as good at being the old man as the old man is.
No, they're not. With that, with you two, Rolfur and Billy, were they literally just leading you up one of the spiral staircases as we left? I'm guessing we hadn't even gotten up there?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember going up there.
I don't remember deciding what was up there, so figure I ought to do that now. Let's see, where's my... There we go. Isolated Wizard's Tower, Western Border. 4 doors, elementals guard them. Yep, that's as much as I have. So they're basically giving you a tour of it, and this was a particularly tall structure. A lot of the first several floors are just dormitories, sort of alternating between halls of just, sort of a round hallway with rooms on the outside and on the inside. I believe there are 4 staircases, again, going up, so different entrance and exits, alternating between that and other common rooms, where you see much larger gatherings than were those who gathered on sort of the introductory hall level. Although also there in the common rooms there are sections set aside for, just practice and stuff. So you occasionally see some, I'd say younger, really less experienced wizards, just trying things out, trying to get things down. So occasional, unexpected bangs, puffs of smoke, all that kind of thing. Otherwise, they have, floors of enchanted sunlight to house greenhouses, alchemy labs, astrology, just different kind of subjects, levels for each of the 8 primary schools of magic. Lots of theory and collections of, devices, so with, say, divination, astrology, having, maps of stars and sky and crystal balls and etc. And you're being led by one of the individuals. You're just kind of routinely sort of explaining some of the things that they have. Sort of inquires at a certain point, And what were you hoping to accomplish through here?
Well, I know that Rolfur was here to catalog the knowledge contained within. Anything that would want to be put down in memory.
Yeah, still trying to pick up the pieces of the old gods here.
which we've gotten scraps and bits of information about, but I was actually, me personally, I wanted to come here in order to talk with all of the different wizards to see kind of what I could offer. I'm still trying to work out what exactly it is that I can provide in order to be useful to practitioners of magic. Since I'm still developing my powers, I'm trying to think of what people would be interested in.
Of course. You'll probably, as far as just opportunities to discuss and converse with them, you're best suited to probably sticking to one of the common room floors, usually where people with time to talk and discuss would be spending, at, lest they be going into the city or such. As far as documenting knowledge, are you wanting to do interviews specifically, or just recording from books, or?
I mean, both. Just peruse and discuss. Possibly access your roles to look for deceased members of the tower that I could then talk to about things that might even the tower be not aware of.
This is now Adam trying to parse the meaning of the sentence. Access your roles?
Like his membership roles. See who's here, how long they've been here. I have to know who somebody is before I can conjure their spirit from the river of the dead.
He wants their data books, not people.
Yes, I mean, we have some partial records. Obviously, that's personal preference. If someone wants to be put down, we at least record any who have given any of the many significant, donated any of the significant, artifacts and devices through which we now study. Easy enough to access through the open library. And of course, you're free to spend as much time there as you like. No time at all. Though we would need, we would need special permission if you needed to access anything out of the guarded library. It kind of explains one of the floors. Sometimes you go through a floor that is a little landing that has, a locked and warded door, a potted plant, and a couple of chairs. And it otherwise just keeps going up to the next floor, and those are various, restricted areas. One of those houses a smaller library, but you can pass through what is like the equivalent of like a 3-story, just massive library that he'll welcome you to look through. Anything else you want to do while here?
Yeah, I mean, he gave us the go-ahead. We can get to the library and do our thing.
Okay. So yeah. So you're...
I'll go to one of the common rooms like he recommended.
Sure.
To hang out with the
So he'll leave you in the library. And... yeah, you... Rolfur, you notice, like, as you pass in... And there's been a few floors that this has happened, probably. But the library is one of them. As you pass through it, you kind of get that difference in sound in your ears. Almost like the pressure changes. Like, as you pass through the library. Like, like when you're in a different atmosphere and like going up a plane, that kind of thing. You get that feeling in your ears. Like, where they need to pop and they just don't.
Oh yeah, controlling the atmosphere for the safety of the books.
But otherwise, yes, you spend your time there. And Billy, he'll lead you back down to the common rooms as they go. what are you trying to look into specific? What do you start doing with the library? It is massive. I said, like 3 stories a night.
Well, considering my goal is to try and hammer out what happened with the old gods, I suppose we would start with like histories, then into divinations.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just kind of see, like, gotta spend some time figuring out what's in this library. How exhaustive is their records? Is this just like magical scrolls and crap, or
Crap.
is this just an infinite wealth of knowledge for wizards, and therefore useless to me and my bard self?
So you start going through.
Yeah.
A few things. One, if at any point you try any just general magic, fails. If through your process here you try and just cast magic, it does not succeed.
I see no reason why I'd even try.
Then you may never notice it.
Unless there's a book with language I don't understand.
There certainly are. So that would probably be the point where you would find the...
Yes, I would probably try to do comprehend languages.
Yeah. So what do you... We'll stop right there. What do you do when that occurs?
I go outside the library and try again.
And you can go down the stairs and you can cast it.
Okay, then I just go back in. They probably don't want people dropping spells in the middle of the library.
Mm-hmm.
It lasts an hour.
It will not stop while you're here. But yeah, so you can now comprehend languages. There are actually no actual, like, spell texts. There are a lot of spell theory. I don't know if that's something that classifies as the useless to you. But there's nothing that is equivalent to a spell book.
Yeah. So it's
any
a
of that
learning
would be
library.
in that guarded section, basically, as far as the actual access to it is the general house of knowledge. So how
Makes
long
sense.
do you spend up whatever you find history in general? They do not have anything divided out by history of the gods. In fact, anything it seems that is necessarily relevant to them is just you find bits and whatever throughout other tomes that are general history. Sometimes you'll find mentions.
All right, then. Yeah, if they're general, which is what I was kind of expecting,
Mm-hmm.
I start looking for, because I have a general idea about how long ago the gods went away, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to start looking for, if I can ask around, even maybe just find if I can get like a list of like deceased members, and start looking for high-level wizards who were around that time. Or is this tower too new for that? Does this tower's history go back that far? I suppose is the bigger question.
Let's see. How long ago was that? Was it 200 years, I'm thinking? Trying to remember.
Why be smart when
Maybe.
you can just summon smart people?
Let's see here. Where's the...
Go ahead. Make a what? Make a what check?
I can't just say make a research check. I have to figure out what the skill's called. And I buried...
Would you like my 29 passive investigation?
Investigation, that'll work. Yes, I would.
Well, I rolled below my passive, so I get a 16. Way under my passive.
I can tell. So it takes you some time, but yeah, you're able to find old logs, and yes, it actually seems that the library was found, or the tower was founded sort of in the wake of the god's disappearance.
All right, yeah. Then yeah, I start looking. Hey, who? Maybe I can find that. That's pretty famous. Who founded this tower? Or are they still alive? Let's start right at the top. that's true. Can I do my divine magic in this this magic room?
Which specifically?
How many years?
I
ago?
tried to use one of my domain spells.
I thought it was dual from a number.
So they don't work either?
No. Your general divine abilities will, but the ones that are just basically you mimic a spell does not.
Okay. I was going to say the next thing to do, try to summon my book. Can I summon my book?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so my divine powers.
How many years ago was that, did you say?
Oh, I think it's about 200, if I remember.
About 200.
You do not find, at least directly in the logs we're looking about, at least to start, full names, but it was founded by the Walnush triplets.
Is that a people, a group?
The Walnush triplets.
Oh, the triplets.
Yes.
So it is both a people and a group.
Yes.
Well, I'd try and... Do I have a name for, like, one of them?
Or you have,
Or
a,
is it
you have a
always-
surname.
Always referred to as the triplets.
Throughout at least the text that you're looking through at this time, when you're getting this foundation, that is how it is referred, because it is talking about the school at an early time, and it is not referring to their individual acts, but rather their acts as a group. And that is
Walnuts?
Search for the charter.
Yeah, then I'll
Walnush.
try and find out.
Walnosh.
Walnut.
Nosh.
Okay.
O-S-H.
Walnosh.
Bless you.
Then yeah, I'll try and figure out if I can get more information on the triplets.
Okay. How long do you spend?
Before asking somebody, like an hour.
Okay.
And then I just go to a librarian and ask them for advice on who the
There is not a librarian posted here. Occasionally people will come in for a short time to do their research and leave, but no one seems to just be staying here.
Then I just ask the oldest person I see.
Make an investigation.
Hey, it can't be worse than the last one. 31.
It's not.
Almost double.
Well, I went from a 2 to a 17. Claiming it couldn't be worse after having rolled a 2 is tempting fate. But I was willing. Also, that's only 2 better than my passive.
As you do.
With that, you're able to ask around for someone that knows what kind of text would have it, find it. Michael, Maref, and Maribel.
So not actually triplets. Or I guess, yeah, triplets could still be fraternal, right? Yeah.
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 Michael,
Obviously.
Michael, Marif, and Maribel.
Well, yeah, then we're just going to start with Michael there.
Okay.
And try and pull Michael up.
So you are trying to pull up the spirit of the dead, or are you trying to pull up information about him in a book? I'm literally asking.
That's a good point. Considering the defenses of the room, I might set off alarms, so...
They do have practice rooms.
Yeah, they mentioned I'm gonna go ask for a practice room.
Well, I mean, the areas where you were seeing people practice were just little, basically side cubbies in the common rooms, so...
Yeah, I go one of those.
Okay, so you go down, and so about the time that you, Billy, are getting to the common room to, look around to see who to ask to, Rolfur catches up with you.
Man, I move slow. And he moves fast.
I spent like 2 hours, man.
It did not take you that long to get down the stairs.
Yeah, that's true.
So, will pick up with what happens in the common room there, now that maybe you have an idea of what's going on. So, let's see. Who else? Meanwhile, leaving, Terry, you're with Alice.
Yeah, first thing, so, anything I can do to make that whole situation up to you?
I just want to go back to the boat.
Alright. Well, I'll escort her back to the boat. After that, I'll say, is there anything you need?
No, I just
Okay.
feel better here. This is a different kind of town than we've been in.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go and try to get in touch with the people that are still pumping lifeblood into the city. If I see I don't know, children about, I'll let you know about whereabouts. Because that's your targeted audience?
I mean, it's whatever. It's
Okay.
just whoever seeks the light.
Well, that's gonna be, well, that should be everybody. But,
It's not the feeling I
Okay.
get here.
yeah, well, we're not gonna be changing it while on the boat. Get some rest. Terry heads out.
Yep. And what are you heading out to do?
I want to find the people that are. I want to find the makers. I want to find the people that are feeding the city. I want to find the people that are fixing things. I want to find the fixers. I want to find the lifeblood.
Make an investigation.
Okay, my investigation. Hey, I got +9 to that. That gets me a 16. Do I want to reroll that? No, I'll stick with 16 for
You're gonna
now.
stick with 16 for now. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're finally.
I've got. I've been burning luck points a lot. I'm good.
Okay. It's not too difficult to find, particularly makers in, like cooks, people that are that.
Mhm.
Your immediate feel for it is none of them seem to be like a high end. They're not catering to the best.
Oh,
They're-
that's fine.
No, point me just like in a general like look around, like that's not something you're able to find. People that are making food for all the people working, easy. You can very simply find the blacksmith. You can hear him. The blacksmith is only one working through this city, and it's a lot of just menial stuff to manage to make the needs for the industry that passes through. You're able to locate a few. Is it wagon right? Is the term? Those who
Yep.
basically, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to spend my day, unless something comes up, proselytizing to the makers on how worship of the Divine Baker helps their jobs and lives be easier as makers.
Make a persuasion check.
Hey, 18 plus 11 is 29.
29.
Pew, pew, pew.
Through direct action here, I'll just, rather than trying to remember at the end of the day to add this along.
I'm most like my in-game goal is to make sure that they are able to, before the end of the day, do mending and Terry's floating disc. Basically, that they are at least the lowest level of worshippers.
Just in general, do some time, as to not have to remember to add it later. Gain 4 followers.
Oh, hey, cool.
Hooray! Great success.
I want to make sure that these people are able to service better.
Yeah. You're working on that. Stan. You're... Sounds like, I guess, investigating as well. You can make a check there. So if you'd rather make a performance, I'll let you do that.
$26 on performance. My investigation would have been much worse.
Yeah, no, you're able to, you are confident in sort of the act. You're basically just trying to put yourself in a vulnerable situation to see, as you go around and just seeing, is anyone going to take advantage of this? Is basically the way I'm thinking on that.
Lost my large bags of money are too hard to carry forever.
just like dragging these bags of money. Oh, whatever will I do with all this money?
Everyone's like, it's a trap.
They're just looking at him like, that guy has to be a wizard. Just looking for experimenters. Put experiments on. Let him be.
Fortunately, the insight wasn't so great. So yeah, you feel to go for a lot longer than you feel like you would have in the dark of night. But eventually, someone kind of steps out of a shadow behind you and sort of puts a knife against your back. I'll help you with that. Why don't you just scurry on? It'll, your things will follow you as they're needed.
No, I got this, and just keep walking. Just don't even break stride while he's doing that.
And you kind of like pressure of the blade into your back.
I just keep walking.
Ooh,
Is he going to cut him?
I've been looking for a good stab.
He's gonna try, but I feel like rolling a 6 is not gonna make it.
Nope.
He's trying to stab, but all he's doing is keeping pace.
Knife gets stuck in the belt. Get down.
Can I get my knife back? There we go. So that makes that. Does a 9 hit?
Oh.
You think he tried to stab you?
Can't be sure.
An attempt was made.
Breezy day. Keep going. My child's a breezy day.
Gonna try again. Hey, what are the odds? 2 6s in a row. Does 9 hit?
Oh.
And with a total of 6, as that one rolling a 3, he gives up and just walks away. Because you're just like facing behind you and
You better keep walking. Next time.
you hear him kind of talking to someone over in the alley.
Why didn't you stab him? I did stab him. It's not that complicated.
He's an illusion.
I
You were right, it was a trap.
later with a shawl on me. Now, I'm warmer because of that breeze that was trying to get me earlier. I gotta spend my money though.
So what did you end up doing after he left? And then
Follow me and walk past him again, and mention, I'm warmed up from that breeze earlier. I guess
just nothing.
Didn't react? No.
Nope.
You're just gonna harass this poor man.
No, I just go about my day. Continue them.
Okay. Otherwise, it does not seem as likely to be direct violence in the light of day. It's not quite that level of city.
It's not that violent of a town.
Come on, man, give me a reason to kill you. Come on.
His friend holds him back, goes, "Give it up, Jake. It's Chinatown."
Then spend the rest of the day just giving out food and helping people around the area.
Okay.
You look hungry. Here you go.
Make. Are you? I mean, you say giving out food. Like, are you buying food?
Oh, my crappy food that I just summoned.
Oh, that. Okay. Never mind.
Oh, what are you gonna do? You complain about free food?
Yes.
No, he was seeing if you could make it, if you could pry it. There's supply issues. Everyone's starving to death. Even though there's an
They're not
ocean
starving to death.
right there. There's an ocean right there.
They're not
Nobody
starving
fishes.
to death.
Can we teach a man to fish, Bob?
This city
Another thing?
is super confusing to me. I'm either missing something really important or it just doesn't make any sense.
It's stagnant. The city is just terribly stagnant, and there's no officials.
They'd actually want you to buy something because it'd be pumping money into the economy.
Yeah, but a stagnant city does not decrease crime, it increases it.
They're
Yeah,
too
the
poor.
crime is horrible.
The crime is horrible
No.
here.
There's like almost no crime.
I was almost stabbed in the daytime. That's pretty horrible.
It's a city, that's standard.
There's no.
He is from St. Louis, so
Yeah.
that is fair.
There is no overarching criminal organization that I can just slot myself into. What the hell is this?
I know, it's super rude.
No, there's no organization. Like the leaders of crime in the city change like week to week.
Yeah. You've
Listen,
already
I'm
found
not
that there are
having
at
it.
least 2 supposed crime organizations.
I require my crime to be like my spy networks, well organized.
This is
So
not.
it's gonna take you a few weeks to fix that.
Because you have found a thieves guild and you have found a crime family.
That's fine.
So there are at
I'll fix
least
it.
2. You know,
Don't
one
you
of them is small and not as not as effective as you would like. I wonder what we're gonna find about the crime family. In fact,
Better not be
you're
small
spying
and
now on the crime family. What are you doing?
Better not be small and ineffective.
What are you doing?
So I've found their residence.
Yeah, that was easy enough.
Where,
I think it was
I'm gonna.
pretty close to the mayor's house. So yeah.
Okay, I'm going. Is the resident? I'm gonna check to see if they're like. I'm gonna walk around the residence and observe the exterior, and then try to look for people coming and going to see if it's where they actually run business, or is it just a resident?
Okay. Around the actual house is a yard, not well kept. Although it looks like there is some care given to the path that leads from the gate to the door. But as you walk around, most of the yard is sort of left to just kind of grow wild, not dead or anything. It's just kind of overgrown. Looks like probably you can see things that as you walk by over near one of the corners. Like there used to be a topiary garden, but now they're all just kind of grown out. Several years past that you can't quite tell what they used to be cut to look like.
They're actually very delicately figured topiary bushes of bushes.
Yes, very nice. You are very easy able to get through just sort of the front of the iron, fence. When facing the house to the left side, it shares the iron fence with the yard for the mayor's residence. The official, whatever. Mayor, the term I used. Governor. So governor's residence.
The governor.
I was like, something didn't sound right when I said mayor. That wasn't the word I used.
This part is
Governor.
I might forget to use the line, "Good evening, governor."
On the left side, you're able to follow the fence along there as it is a little more than an alley. It's some level of passage through that goes between it and the next residence as one of the lesser little roads that goes to a flight of stairs that goes to the next level up of the city. As this sort of position is set sort of in center of the city. There is a stone wall along the back of the residence, which is also the wall dividing the rays and geography. And you can't really get directly to the other side of that as the other side of that is another old, wealthy property. So you'd have to go in the yard there.
Oh, I'll just turn into a whatever local daytime bird there is. With polymorph self. Polymorph.
Polymorph, yeah.
Behold!
If I need to sneak and sleight of hand it or do some
Great
nature of
City
turning
is right
myself
along the
into-
coast there, and yeah, I mean, yeah, there are easy enough spots to just kind of duck in. There are plenty of alleys in the city that, you know, either designed that way or some of them just as traffic no longer goes there, because but yeah, you're able to turn yourself into a seagull.
Would that be a weird thing to see flying around near a house?
No,
Okay.
you're in a
Then,
coastal area. No, they're, if anything, a bit of a nuisance.
Okay. So yeah, I'll fly around and
Caw, yes.
I don't know, seagull noise. Screeching? They just call once?
Yeah.
Did I have too many caws?
Yeah.
Am I spotted and shot down?
No.
Those fools.
No, you're spotted and they shoot down the seagull next to you. Got him.
Not that one. It has more interesting caws.
Yeah, so otherwise, yeah, no, it's sort of a house set in the middle of a yard. Then above that wall is, you know, further fence overhang. The backyard sort of has an area carved out that has, you know, seating, like a gathering area, fire pit, just sort of surrounded where you can't really even see it from the outside of the yard, just through the overgrown bushes and trees set amongst the yard. So, but you, with a bird's eye view, you're able to see there is a little spot out there, and you do see a young man out there just tidying from the appearance.
He's apparently bad at his job. Seeing how the yard's garbage.
Well, he's specifically tidying the gathering area, but but otherwise, it is a basic. Basic is the exact opposite word that I want to use here. Just your basic three-story house with an additional story for a tower. Just your basic manor.
With tower. As you do. Pretty standard stuff.
Think just mild level of haunted house kind of vibes to it. Feels once regal. Much of it, you know, still seeming, you know, you can see areas where things have been repaired. If something was actually damaged, it looks like it was taken care of. But where things are worn from weather and age that aren't really causing any, that are only visual issues, they've just, as many of the structures in this city, been left as, well, that's fine.
So they only fix structural, not cosmetic.
Yes.
And, windows?
Yeah, there are windows.
Alright, I'm gonna check the tower first.
Okay. The tower does not have windows. The tower actually opens up through like a little trap door into like a roofed area that is like an open round area that you can actually go into. And then there's a trap door on the floor. And, oh my god. And as my brain is just now connected what that means you can do. That has, you know, whatever, half walls, and then, you know, an area that's probably 2 feet of just open where someone could look out. Otherwise, a couple just sort of lanterns sitting on the ground, a container or two of oil for them, and a seat, a bucket of bolts. You'd say probably 80 or 100 bolts just sort of in a bucket, and a crossbow.
I'm gonna go ahead and poop on the crossbow, like on the trigger portion. Just bloop. Leave that there for him.
I think that should be a luck check to see if he needs to poop.
No,
I don't want to dwell on it, so I'm just gonna move on.
Okay, so I'm gonna. You said there's a little half wall.
Yeah, it's like a little half wall.
Okay, I'm gonna get down. And I'm gonna
in
turn
sitting
back.
in the chair, you would see over it, and then standing, you would probably, a normal person would probably just be in there, where you'd be kind of in the cone of the roof above it.
Okay, I'm gonna turn back into people laying down.
Okay.
And put out my portable hole, and just bolts in the portable hole.
Cast pass without a trace.
And you know what? I'm gonna take all the.
You get 88 bolts in a barrel.
Bucket.
And I'm gonna take their oil too.
Okay.
Okay. Pass without a trace is a concentration spell, Ryan. I can't polymorph and cast pass without a trace.
That's true.
There's my inventory. 88 bolts. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to.
Even if that's all you do here, just be like.
Oh, and how many flasks of oil do I get?
Huh? What?
You said there's oil for the lanterns.
Yeah.
And how much oil do I get?
2 bottles?
Flasks, flanges, 2 things?
Yes. If it would be a flask, bottle, containers of oil. About yay big.
Yeah, 2 things of oil.
I don't believe at any point I have made you keep track of how much oil your lanterns are using, if you're even using a lantern.
Yes, but you tend to say, how much oil do you have when I go, I'm going to burn down the building with oil. Different purposes.
Okay.
So I'm writing down how much I have for the inevitable burning.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Hey, is that a hatch trapped?
Not
Checking
that you know.
the hatch for traps and lock.
And it has a little ring.
Okay, so it doesn't have a lock on it?
No.
Who wouldn't lock an entrance to the home? I mean, it's a perfectly reasonable entrance to the home. So I open it.
Okay. It's, yeah, it is the top of what is a rather tight spiral staircase.
Lit or unlit?
Unlit.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to a bat.
Like to the effect, you do not even see any light down. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I turn to a bat.
Okay.
They have blind sight.
Okay.
They do.
So you just leave the hatch open?
No, I close the hatch and then I turn into a bat.
Okay, so you go inside, close it, and then polymorph inside. Okay, yeah.
Yes. They in fact have bats in their belfry.
Oh.
They don't have an actual belfry. It's just a
Do
tower.
I need to put a bell in this tower? Do I need to put a bell in this tower?
If you want to refer to it as a belfry, you would.
I'm gonna contact Terry and tell him to put I need a bell. No, I don't. Okay. So
You hear what sounds like the sonic screeches of a bat.
Sounds like a chain
I don't
lightning.
know how. I don't have that ability. Okay, so yeah, I'm flying. I fly on down and continue upon my investigation.
Yeah, so you're able to fly down, and at the base of this tower, you're able to find another assortment, another couple of crossbows, 2 more barrels full of bolts. You find a couple boxes with what seem to be maybe slightly larger than normal ball bearings. You see a long wooden shaft with a metal pull pipe that is in fact a rifle. You see a variety of different types of lanterns, and you see what is like a full-size barrel of oil down here, and a few of the bottles that are empty behind it that the oil was filled from before. Although this barrel of oil does not have a lid on it, so it would not be easy to just put in your hole without just dumping oil all in your hole.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn back.
Also, there is a door here. This door does appear to be locked.
How big is this room?
This room would be probably about 6 feet from side to side.
Okay, so a large creature would be an issue.
And yeah, and about half of that space is taken up by the actual staircase that lands here.
Okay.
Adam, did I hear that correctly? One gun?
Yes.
Indy has guns now?
I mean,
Hey,
D&D
Eric,
has
let's
guns
shut
from
up
the
before you
from the
ruin
original.
my
I mean, the book that the gun is in is this book.
I didn't know they had guns.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look up apes real quick. Wow, that's a special kind of misspelling. I just misspelled a three-letter word, everybody.
Was it a hard one?
No.
When typing, I misspell the a lot.
Well, I mean, hey, everyone makes mistakes.
I often,
Okay.
like, my fingers, when they hit the keys, they type T-E-H. I guess because just how quickly I can get to what letters. I don't know if that's unusual or...
No, that's
Okay,
just
so here's what I do. I turn back into people.
Okay.
I put my portable hole on the wall.
Okay.
I move everything into the portable hole except for the oil.
Okay. It's on the shelf. Are you, like, trying to move the shelf?
Can I?
I mean, you would have to undo some bolts into the wall, but...
Like arrows?
No, like it's bolted.
Different kind of bolt. Okay. I'd leave the shelving
Okay.
then.
Those are two barrels that each have a full 100 bolts in them. Crossbow bolts.
Okay.
And you have 20 bullets.
Okay, that's the wrong one. That's for my game. I need your game. Nope, that's Critical Role. There we go. Okay, so those each had 100 each, so I have 200 bolts? 288 bolts?
Yes.
Okay.
There are another
then-
two, just normal, whatever. There's going to be, we'll say, I think there's 3 different varieties of crossbow. Let's assume there was a hand crossbow up top, and then there's the large and the small one down here. So you have each type of crossbow. The rifle itself is a musket.
So cross expo and heavy expo, yes?
Yeah.
Heavy expo. Musket?
Yep.
Musket. 20 rounds of ammunition for the musket. So 200 bolts, 20 rounds of ammunition, the crossbow, the heavy crossbow, the musket, and black powder, gunpowder, anything of that nature?
Those were the bullets. It's packed in there with them, enough to fire that many shots.
Okay, so it's like a Civil War era pack where you like rip the thing and load it.
They're probably technically 2 separate pieces, but they're packaged together.
Okay. I'll explain to you what I'm talking about at a later
I
date.
know what it is, but for simplicity's sake in the game, we don't deal with those as separate items.
Okay, that's fine. And then it's just the oil left, right?
Yeah, large bucket of oil, and then there's like glass vials that they had filled with oil to bring it up. And then there were a few different lanterns.
Okay, how many glass vials are there?
7.
Vials, and then okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk into my move the portable hole so it's near the oil bucket, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to walk into my portable hole.
Okay.
And push everything back against the corners. I'm going to turn into a giant ape. With my 10-foot reach, I'm going to reach through, grab the bucket, and move it carefully in.
Okay.
With my, I think they have 23 strength. So I have a
You can do it, no
7
problem.
modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm going to very carefully put it down in the portable hole. Because portable holes don't shake. Doesn't matter. I'll find a lid for it later.
I bet there are some portable holes that shake.
I
Okay,
assure
well,
you
this
there
one
are.
doesn't.
This is a
This one don't
standard
shake.
one. I also had, there's been a game where I had a portable hole that the room, instead of always having a base floor that was always the floor, there was a base side of whatever side was away from you was the floor. So if you put it on a wall, it would be sideways. If you put it on the ceiling, the floor would go down and everything would dump down. It's also not that. However, because your base floor is always the floor, I guess if you put it on the ceiling, everything would fall out.
No, I always figured wherever you put it, the entrance is at the same spot on the portable hole.
Well, but if the entrance is, but if the, if you
put the hole on the ceiling, you still appear in the room the same orientation that you would normally. That's how I always assumed portable holes.
So you assume the gravity changes as you enter it?
I assume that it's its own dimension.
Like the TARDIS, how they walk into that every time, like they could be swirling or doing whatever in the world. Just walk in
when you walk in, your feet are on the ground. But when this one, if I put it on the ceiling and I'm dangling from the hole, when I pull myself up, it would be as if I was pulling myself into.
So it has its own gravity.
Room and fall. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Just note that for your portable hole, because that's different. Because I have not designed the many varieties of portable hole that one day I plan to design. Because really, it's such a versatile item that I want random roll tables eventually to just have.
I like the portable holes where the hole moves around the walls of the room depending on where it's put. So if you put it onto a board and drop it out of a plane while you're in the portable hole, the hole's just going everywhere around the room.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't like that.
It's great.
So yeah, I move the big barrel of oil into the portable hole.
Okay.
And then I turn back into people and I walk out of the portable hole and take it off the hole and put it back.
Mm-hmm. You really enjoy having infinite polymorph now that you have infinite polymorph.
It is super duper abusable, I just gotta say. Okay, now that I've cleared the room out of everything. Oh, and whilst I'm monkey...
There's still a staircase and a shelf, man.
Okay, whilst I'm monkey, I put just some big old giant monkey poop on the shelf.
You're 12!
And potty trained.
No, I'm trying to take this place over. I guess I shouldn't do that. The bird poop thing would be unnoticeable. Monkey poop would be a noticeable thing. Yeah, you're right, Adam. That's too far. It's a step too far. I do not put poop on the shelf.
He was just trying to put Terry's work to good use.
Don't put me in this.
You're the one who feeds him breakfast.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah, I'll go and I'll pick the lock real quick. After I check it for traps. And alarms.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Okay, well, I rolled a 5, so that's a 10. Wait, not a 10 as in
I know.
It turns into a 10.
I know.
Da.
You're reliable.
22. 22 is the lowest I can roll on investigation.
You don't find any traps.
I'm gonna unlock the door. 17. Yeah, 13, 17, and that's Dex. 22.
22. You're not getting it.
Don't make me giant ape. Okay, I'm gonna... wait, is there a crack in the door? Like, is the door well sealed around the edges?
It's moderate. It is well sealed on the top and side. The bottom has a space.
How big of a space?
About an inch.
Okay, I turn into a mouse, sneak through it.
Okay, easy enough.
And then I keep searching the house as mousy.
Okay.
Sneaky, as a sneaky mouse.
Okay. So, there we go. So, as you sneak under the door as a mouse, you find someone walking up to the door and to investigate. What?
I want to make my sneak check.
You just came into the door. You don't know what you're sneaking from yet.
Yeah, I know, but they don't see me yet.
They have.
I know. No, I check.
You can try and hide from them afterwards.
There's not a loading screen. I can see underneath the crack in the door.
Yeah.
As in, I am still in the crack necessarily.
And you can sneak even if you're unaware of your targets that you're sneaking from.
Yes. Okay, so do you choose to stay in the dark room, or do you go under the door?
I would, if I know that there's someone's coming, I'd hide on the stairs. Because it was a spiral staircase, right? It's not solid stone spiral, is it?
No, it's iron. Okay, so you start crawling under the door, and you see that someone's coming, so you don't let them see the mouse.
No.
Okay. Well, then they unlock the door, and they see the room that's been rifled through.
It's unfortunate.
Tragedy.
At least I didn't leave gorilla shit on the thing.
There's been a gorilla!
Well, it's been stripped bare.
No, instead of them thinking that noise that they just heard of you failing to unlock the door was a mouse, and then thinking, oh well, and going about their business, they now know that they've been robbed as they close and lock the door, and you can hear from the other side as they're calling out for somebody.
I didn't realize picking locks made noise. That much noise.
Yes! Yes, you are messing about in metal. If someone is near the door on the other side, it absolutely is something they can hear.
Okay, so I need to take a sneak check before I try to picking locks, is what I'm hearing. Or a sleight of hand check. Something that would make it silenter. I was unaware that this was a mechanic.
I mean, they were there watching the door.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is I need to do a sleight of hand or a sneak check to do this stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand that was part of the mechanic, is that I made a lot of noise.
You should go to Terry and be like, hey Terry, I need lockpicks that don't make noise.
Yeah, magical lockpicks would probably be the better way to do it, because just trying to do it through stealth options would give you disadvantage on actually doing the lockpick.
That doesn't matter, my lowest is a 10. You can disadvantage me all day long. I could give less of a shit. I'll take super disadvantage. 3 rolls, you pick the lowest.
Yes, this is the conversation we should be having.
Reliable talent is good.
Yes, if I had been aware that it was making noise, I would have made different choices, but I wasn't, and it doesn't matter. Let us continue with our day.
Okay. So they're alerting that something has happened.
I'm gonna follow them as a mouse.
You wanted to make a stealth check, I think?
Yes. Well, I rolled a 4, so that's a 10. Let me check real quick. That's only a 19 on my stealth.
Okay. You're also a mouse.
Wait, what?
But yeah.
That's right, I am a mouse. Hold on, I have to look up mouse stats because it's polymorph. I don't have my own stats.
Yeah.
That's a very good point, Ryan. Thank you.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what did you get on stealth?
Yeah. I gotta look up the mouse.
Did you remember your epic boon?
Oh, right! I forgot. I get plus 10 to that.
Rat, I think, is the closest thing to mouse.
No, they have mouse.
Oh, okay.
What's Bob's epic doing that helps him do that?
I'm just, I'm awesome. So that's a 25. Because it's 4 plus 1 from their decks, because they don't have stealth as a trained skill. So that's just a 25.
Where do they have mouse?
Oh wait, does reliable talent come into it? Yeah, because it would. Okay, so that's 10 plus 20.
I think you're right, David. I think it is rat.
No, I looked at mouse 5e.
I mean, does it say where the source is?
It's probably on.
I was like, you're a mouse. You can't do anything except what mouse can do. You don't even get your class features anymore. You're a mouse.
It's not a class feature, it's divine.
You might still
Reliable
get
talent is a class feature, though.
Yes.
Yeah, probably rat.
Okay, I'll look up rat. Though I want to be a mouse, I don't want to be a rat.
That's fine.
Just reskinning.
Just rescanning, scanning.
I'm just like, where did that come from? That's not in the book.
I mean, I've seen a 5th edition game where they had someone summoned geese and just used raptor stats.
My familiar that's a monkey's just reskinned.
Okay, so since it says game statistics including mental are replaced by statistics of the beast. So I guess it would fall. Would that fall under game statistics?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's just a 14.
Okay.
Because I still get my divine, yeah.
Might as well. That seems different, yeah. You get the feeling they probably know there's some sort of mouse around somewhere, but they don't seem to quite pick where you're at. It's like the presence of a mouse can be known without you knowing where the hell that crooked thing is.
There's a mouse.
Not anymore. Oh, in the game, okay.
And the moment they see the mouse, it becomes a gorilla.
No. No, it does not.
But otherwise, yeah, they're finding someone and letting them know that it looks like someone scaled the tower this morning, is broken in there. May still be up top. They're getting some help.
So most of the guards will be leaving, is what I'm hearing.
So they get 2 others, and 3 people return to the staircase, unlock it.
Do the 3 others go to, like, the main...
They, like, let at least one other person know what they're doing.
Like, is it an office or anything like that, or they just grab...
No, they're getting people from, stationed around the family. They seem to be going around on what is the ground floor in the outer halls, and from what you can tell on the ground floor, the outer halls just sort of are the entire outside of the building, with the front sort of being a grand room that opens up as part of it. But there are some internal rooms on the ground floor but it's actually like an outer hallway that they're going around.
Okay.
So they get someone. They let the 2 people know at the front door and get one of them to go with them, and then they get the person from the back door.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and mouse my way up to the 2nd floor.
Okay. So you don't follow them as they go back to
investigate the place I just came from? No.
Okay.
I'm here to investigate the house.
Sure. 2nd floor goes up to, sort of a central cross hallway. Peeking under doors, in general, seems to be bedrooms for the most part. One looks to now be set up as sort of a den, study kind of thing.
I go check out the den/study kind of thing.
Okay.
Is it just like entertainment purposes, or is there work done?
Make a luck check.
Kind of work. The rat doesn't have luck.
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
Go ahead and use your own score for it.
I rolled a 12, and since we're using my score, it's a 12.
Okay. So you get in there, and there is somebody sitting at a desk. They're going through some papers. There seems to be sort of a side area set off with just 2 chairs that face each other with some sort of... It's a table, but it seems to have some sort of basin or something on it in between them. But otherwise, they're high-backed, kind of luxurious chairs. This room seems to be the most upkept as far as, the niceties. In the other room, the living room had some nice, furnishings and such in it, but you could tell, like, half of them weren't used half the time and are just kind of dusty and left to be, you can kind of tell. Yeah, it's like they take care of what they use. They have a lot more than what they use.
Okay, and you said there was 2 people or 1 person?
There was 1 person in here, and they're at sort of a separate chair sitting at a desk going over some papers.
Is there a way...
The wall that the door comes through is just an entire, like, bookshelf.
Is there, like, bookshelves or drapes or something behind them?
Behind the person? Behind the person would be the windows. Okay. So yeah, there are curtains. They don't go all the way to the floor, if that's what you mean. But
oh, no, I need to climb up them so I can read over their shoulder.
Okay, yeah. Make an athletics check as a mouse.
Or... if I sneak behind them and turn back into a person, does that make noise? Would there be room behind them for me to turn into me?
There would be room. It does not make noise. They do currently have light shining that it seems that they're reading by the sunlight. So if you're particularly directly behind them, you know full well you'd cast you would be this luminous shadow that pops up. Which I don't know. Maybe that's what you're going for.
No, I'm not. Because I probably can't read as a mouse because I have their mental stats.
What is their
2. They're dumb.
2? No.
Yeah, so I needed to go behind him and turn into me and then sneak as me, or like try to be silent as me and read over their shoulder. Basically so they don't get that feeling of there's someone behind me kind of deal.
Okay. So you probably go behind the little section, the little area of chairs that's in there. It's probably the spot you would have the best chance of getting to you unnoticed, as you wouldn't disturb any light that affects them over there. Kind of turn into yourself back there, again laying down on the floor.
Well, I need to be able to read over their shoulder.
Well, I figured you were going to try and... I mean, are you trying to do it without them knowing?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. So now you're on the other side of the room on the floor, off to their side. How do you get to the point where you can read over their shoulder without them knowing, without blocking the sun that is coming in over their shoulder?
They have 2 of them, right? Shoulders?
Yes. If sun is shining over them, it doesn't matter if you're over either shoulder, you're going to affect the light and they're going to know something's happening.
Can I read without getting into their light?
I've got you back into use, so you now have your intelligence to try and figure out the way that you would be able to do that.
Bob, do you have spider climb?
No.
He's got polymorph, so he has access to spider climb.
And he wants to do it as himself. He needs to.
Spiders can't read.
Yeah.
Spiders also can't read.
You're listing a bunch of things that can't read.
Also, instead of a rat, if you wanted a bonus on stealth, the weasel has access to that.
Yes, but that's a lot more unusual to be in a home than a rat.
And they are avid readers, though. We do admit that.
Yeah, weasels are avid readers, I understand, but they're way more unusual in a house.
They have, weasels have a way with words.
Do you?
I mean,
how long can you become invisible? Because I know you had that ability.
Nice
I'll count it.
You did it right there.
Nice cast.
I really do think it is about that long.
About that fast. 6 seconds, I can become invisible for a round.
For a round.
Wait. Oh, that's illusion. Sorry. Yeah, until the end of my next turn. So 12 seconds.
Bob, why don't you just murder him and take the book?
That's not the point.
Because I'm not done investigating who I need to kill to take over the thing. That'd be moving too quickly. For example,
but like,
if you were to barge into...
yeah, I mean, like, you got a 50-50 shot that you're gonna have to kill this guy anyway.
No, I don't. I disagree with your assertion. Yeah, I can become invisible for 12 seconds.
Well, that would be the way that you could read the book without blocking the light at this point.
Okay, and that's a channel divinity ability. Do I have that at will? Or is that a times per day thing?
Probably per day.
Because I thought channel divinity was 3 times a day.
Number of times per day per long rest equal to your divine rank.
Okay, so I can do it 7
Yeah.
times
You got
a day.
just over a minute of invisibility with that.
You can do a big job.
I'm pretty sure. Do I have? Let me check something.
Pretty sure your divine rank is 8.
Oh, neat. I'm pretty sure I have. I think I have perfect memory. Nope. Sorry, that's the wrong person. Oh, I can mimic speech patterns. That doesn't help me here.
Yeah, it's a Rolfur thing.
Yeah, Rolfur has has perfect memory. Okay, what does this guy look like?
Probably late 50s, early 60s. Human. Touches of gray, otherwise dark brown hair. You can tell bits of scars around his left ear. Otherwise, sort of pockmarked skin. Wearing a nice but loungy kind of like expensive looking but loungy kind of suit, essentially. Kind of mouthing to himself as he looks over at papers and he flips a page.
He sounds each word, each syllable out. He's barely literate.
Okay, there's no way I can... I would really rather do this without killing everyone.
You can always...
I mean, you can also just be a mouse until he leaves.
Or you can use polymorph on him.
They can still see. I mean, I guess I could turn him into a blind mole.
It's true. Yeah.
But that's a rather disconcerting thing to become all of a sudden.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah.
Turn him into a giant ape.
So what do you
That's
know
a
about...
terrible idea.
So what do you know about the guy? He smelled real good.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll turn back into a mouse and hide in the curtains.
Okay.
And wait for him to leave.
So he's there for probably another 45 minutes. And you can tell as he goes that he is taking some notes at certain points as he flips through the book. He's actually writing stuff into it. Otherwise, closes it, wraps it with the leather strap, goes back to sort of like a spot in the library wall where one book is leaning over, tucks it up and puts it back in its spot. Turns the key that seemed to have just been left in the door, opens it, and you can hear him locking it from the other side. And you can kind of hear, because this room is right next to the staircase, that sound of him descending the stairs.
Okay, I squeak, sneak out, turn into me and go and get the book.
Okay. Yeah. Easy enough to find it as it's just been put through. Especially again, as particularly as you walking up to the bookshelf, many of these, like you can find. In fact, no, never mind. You find it. But I was gonna say how much else you could find, but that would be more the kind of thing that Rolfur could do. You wouldn't necessarily notice.
I'm gonna go ahead and is this desk like one where it's like a front? to the desk, or if I sit down where the chair is, would they be able to see me through the desk?
I think like expensive office desk kind of thing. There are a couple smaller chairs off to the side that, if someone wanted to sit in front of them as the desk. But yeah, sort of overly long, solid front. I mean, they'd be able to see like your top if you're sitting at the chair.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm sitting underneath the desktop reading, like a little kid.
Yeah, easy enough.
So yeah, I'm gonna go through there and I'm gonna start reading through the book.
Okay. Start reading through. I mean, this feels more like Rolfur's bag. Like, it's names, dates, records of, like, payments out, money in, lots of shorthand that you gather is tasks that have been... people have been hired for and paid for.
I go to the last page where he was filling stuff out and read that in.
He was flipping through. It is not a fill out from front to back. You kind of get the sense that names are put in what is hopefully an alphabetical order, although you find a couple points where at the bottom page it references near the back again. If, I got too many people with B names. I didn't leave enough space. Reference.
Oh, I go and look up the guy's name who I saved.
Maxwell.
Yeah, I look up Maxwell's name.
The first thing you find is that there is a red line you discern from blood, just sort of from one corner to the next on it, is the first thing you notice. You saw a few of those in the book, but this one has that.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, payments out, a number of things. You can kind of discern what is probably theft as far as tasks.
Neat.
Shorthand for what probably is some of the companies.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that back, because this was a relatively useless caper, other than I do now know what that guy looks like, and I imagine he's the head of the household. I go through his desk.
Okay.
So I put that book back, and I go through his desk.
Yes, you
This is how you go through someone's desk. It's a lot
like typing?
It's a lot like typing.
I've typed before.
I'm going to sneakily go through his desk.
Okay.
I don't want it to make an overt amount of noise.
Okay.
If you want to leave no traces, you got that spell.
That's true. Since I'm not concentrating on my polymorph, I'm going to pass without trace on myself.
Okay. What does that just give you a bonus to stealth?
Yeah.
Plus 10 to stealth checks, and I do and can not be tracked by anything less than magical means.
Okay.
So no fingerprints.
Within reason. Which is to say, if using it in its normal spot as you're walking through the woods, but you tell me, and as I go, I like to break every other tree branch that I walk past, then you still would be leaving a trace even despite the spell. So that is my point of within reason. If you choose to disturb something here...
They would see those broken limbs, but they would not recognize that as something that I did. They can't track me.
Yeah, be like, oh, Wild Buffalo ran through here before he did. Wow, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, it cannot be linked to me. It's magic.
I'm still holding within reason.
Yeah, you can...
It would take magic probably to map it to you.
Yeah.
But there would still be a trace left if you tell me you're doing something that would leave a trace.
Okay,
So, top center drawer is quills and vials and ink. You do notice one of the vials that is red looks to be the same thing you took as blood on the page.
Are they corks or are they screw tops?
The vials, yeah, they're just like corks. They're put in there, and lots of quills of different types, thicknesses, makes.
I was gonna go through and unscrew all the vials a little bit, so when he opens the drawer, they spill everywhere. But they're corks, so I can't. That's too much mischief. Unfortunate.
I'd like to cast Pass Without a Trace and follow it up with
now
Fireball.
like to leave some traces, please.
That's why I felt the need to say something at the start.
Okay, so I go through the rest of the desk.
The left side drawers are number of bits, a few a few books that, peeking through, are just completely blank. Have not been started, but in a few of those. Few, I'm going to use the term bits and bobs, whether it's seemed to be some sort of metal that was presented, or a little carving of a unicorn done out of ivory, or this sort of thing sitting in the drawer.
Unicorn out of ivory. One ivory.
The
unicorn.
one trace that has been left. Where's my ivory unicorn?
Just left at a friend's house.
Ivory.
Mostly just towards survival checks for
An
treasure.
ivory unicorn.
Yeah.
This
Anyway.
is how we wind up with trinkets, by the way.
Yes. That's where
If
trinkets
you're
come from.
wondering why does this character start with trinkets, this is how we wind up with trinkets.
Yeah. List, second page that has a lot of loose sheets of paper that are unfilled but like pre-set up contracts of various type. And then the bottom one, you open and a sword pops out. Hilt first. Just sort of spring-loaded to...
Check the sword.
Yeah, I mean, it's high-quality, silvered blade. Otherwise, there's a few vials in here that you take for some sort of poison. The right side drawers are locked.
Okay, I'm going to stealthily unlock them. Disadvantage?
Okay. In the same way that I felt the need to point out that, or I didn't feel the need to point out that, yes, a lockpick picking out makes a door, makes noise. I also feel the need to, I guess now here, point out, picking a lock on a drawer, nobody is close enough to hear the noise it would make.
So stealthily, at disadvantage.
If you would like, but you are only hiding it from yourself. Because you can see everyone that's in this room. There is no one close enough to it to hear.
Okay. So stealthily at disadvantage, that hurt. That's...
I cast see invisibility. There you are.
28.
28. Yeah, you're able to pick the top one, and then they're all open from there. The top drawer seems to have very similar contracts as to the other one, but with names, signatures, and details. As is the second drawer, although a lot more of them in that, and a lot of them also include details as far as paid, fulfilled, canceled, etc. The bottom drawer has a variety of little sacks of coins, and then a stack of gold bars at the back of it.
Okay, so by this point you ought to know the drill. Portable hole.
Okay. And choose to leave a trace.
How big is the desk?
The desk is probably 4 feet front to back, probably around 9 feet from side to side.
Could it fit into the hole? Or is the opening not wide enough?
6 feet.
You're gonna have to pivot.
Hold on, let me look up the portable hole. Hey, I turned
You're
right to
really
it.
smart enough to pivot into a portable hole.
If you're strong enough, you could probably check the whole desk in there.
I'm trying to place it gently.
6 feet in diameter. 10 feet deep. Other than the stuff that you looted earlier today, do you have anything else significant in there?
I think I just use it for money.
Which is very fluid. You could fit the desk in there, but not while you have the giant barrel of oil already in there.
We gotta do a swap.
Okay, hear me out. Portable hole. Giant ape.
Okay.
Move barrel out very quietly,
Okay.
put desk in.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go and sit at desk and take a loose piece of paper, draw my symbol on it, right?
The masks.
The double mask, just say, we need to talk, send a prayer to the old man, and then take one of the bolts and stick it to the barrel of oil.
Okay. You do that.
And then I'm going to take my portable hole, put it back, and dimension door.
Just out to the street?
Yeah.
Okay. Just make note of what you've done here. Moved. Giant. Real.
And yes, he does have one of the best spell lists as far as domain spells go.
As far as getting them just free, yeah. It's part of the reason when I started, I didn't tell you what the benefits were going to be, because that would have definitely affected people's domain choices if they're like, oh.
For the record, it wouldn't have affected mine.
But you chose a good one.
It was an accident.
Yep, his is really good.
Honestly, my favorite domain is Forge.
Okay, so we're just gonna pause you as you get back up to the street.
I wouldn't mind some tips.
Wait. That's true. That means what? The little girls got light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Yeah, don't mess with Alice.
She's a monster.
Aren't hers like all like violence?
Wait, she
No,
gets disintegrated or something?
no. They decided to give Light the fireball spell because that's definitely sort of lightish.
Hey, it's illuminating. You've apparently upset someone.
Burning
I would
Hands,
just be
Fairy
throwing
She says
off
that I
fireworks.
will.
Sphere, Scorching Ray, Daylight, Fireball.
But yeah, Light Domain has some major
But
damage.
Ryan's reading
Yeah,
what was
yeah.
Ryan?
And that's what I say. Like, hers are just all violence, which I don't know if you've noticed is not her forte.
Burning Hands, Fairy Fires, Flaming Sphere, Scorching Ray, Daylight, Fireball, Guardian of Faith, Wall of Fire, Flame Strike, and
I feel like
Stride.
didn't she like pull a fireball out somewhere when something was happening?
Oh,
I did once.
If she gets flushed, she can just carpet bomb an entire city.
I mean,
Yeah.
She
give her
also
back.
just get a flying carpet, and then it'd be funnier to
Well,
carpet bomb.
unfortunately for Alice, she doesn't get Fly, she gets Windwalk.
she has casting time still, so it'd be a very slow, like, bombing run. It'd be like me Eldritch Blasting by.
AoEs, my dude.
Yeah.
AoEs.
Every 6 seconds.
A 40-foot explosion.
And
Yeah.
Fireball's a bit better than yours. So
Yeah.
what's it?
Okay.
Direct damage is nicer.
No. Alice has her dragon form, which gives her a 20 feet fly speed and can hover.
Yeah. I guess she
Okay,
does.
you can already gone to us.
All right. So we're gonna circle back around to Billy and Rolfur in the.
Hooray! In the tower.
In the tower.
Yes.
So let's do Billy to start because you hadn't done much. Yeah, there's just people hanging around, usually small little cliquey groups chatting.
All right, I would like to approach them.
Sure, fine. Looking for anything in particular in the group you select, or
Somebody who'd be willing to talk if I get to pick a particular trait. I'll go for the most eccentric looking bunch.
okay, of course you would. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
That tracks.
There's a group that includes 2 gnomes that kind of stands out.
All right. Well, I will approach them and say hello.
Do I know you? Do you know him? He doesn't
Potentially,
know you.
potentially, I am a world-famous chocolatier named Billy Bonka. However, I've
Allergic to chocolate. Makes my nose itch.
Murder.
How unfortunate. I'll have to come up with something else to tickle your sweet tooth. In fact,
tickled tooth good. Tickled tooth probably isn't good.
Oh, it's quite great.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe, but no.
For murder.
Well, there's a wide variety of different experiences that you could get, but say I would like to speak with you on behalf of the interest of wizards and arcane magic.
I'm now the representative for wizards and arcane magic. I'm really moving up. I'll tell the Archmage. He can step down.
So what kind of magic are you experienced in?
Oh, wide variety. Like things to explode, but a wide variety.
Huh? Explosions, huh?
Yes.
They can certainly come in handy. I've can see where they have their applications. What have you been able to do with them outside of pure destruction and violence?
Delighting the crowds.
I don't understand the question.
That is very true. I do enjoy a good firework myself.
Interesting term. Might want to use that.
Oh yes, tell me.
The appropriate term is fireworking.
But has there been any sort of issue that you've had in your research in magic? Anything that has been an obstacle from what you want to create?
Not greatly. I mean, there was, of course, traveling to come here, and it's the effort required to give forth to the group, to the society, in order to gain access to some of the grander options, but nothing that can't be overcome. Perseverance.
And you can learn quite a bit from the travel in and of itself, but I can understand that what is the Wizard's Tower as far as how well they've accomplished the creation of teleportation circles to the different parts of the map?
Well, I mean, there are some in certain cities, although usually governments, particularly, are what would hinder that being allowed. They do not tend to choose to place them places where they are not welcome.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I can definitely see that. Is there any faraway place that is currently kind of a would be a prized location that you would want to have access to, but is currently being restricted or prohibited?
Not personally, no.
What about I suppose that would be for the Archmage to discuss with?
I suppose. One of them.
So yeah, I'm quite interested in I guess the theory side of magic. Do you have anybody who's got would you know of anybody who's particularly creative in that realm of magic theory as far as pushing the boundaries of what spells can do?
Yeah, no. I mean, spells can already do an awful lot.
But there's always so much more.
That's hard to imagine.
Well, I think we've found I think we've found your stumbling block, my good friend. Imagination. That's what I'm here for.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, have you found anything that magic can't do that you want to do?
Oh yes, quite a many things. In fact, you know what I would find really useful? Or maybe you'd probably find it even more useful. I would like to be able to just straight up summon the material components to my hand whenever I want it. I think that would be a pretty useful spell, don't you think?
I suppose out in the real world here, I mean, we have stocks.
Well,
I mean, unless you're afraid of stairs.
no, not at all.
Are you afraid of stairs?
No.
Okay. I
Everybody,
was just checking.
you need your exercise. Hmm. So. Well, there's also one thing that's come up.
It is just one thing.
Well, would you look at this guy?
What?
No.
I'm just I'm trying to think of what to say to them. It's just like, you got many friends?
I've got a few.
Ah, good. Hold on to them.
Kind of grabs the other gnome that's kind of been ignoring you and digging into a book.
Actually, have you boys gotten into any sort of cooperative magic?
Mostly scholastic.
Ah. Do you know of anybody been doing experiments in that sort of realm of things?
No.
Interesting. That might be something to think on.
Always something.
Yeah. I mean, you can only cast so many spells in the day, right?
Yes, I suppose that'd be a stumbling block when you were looking for those. Although you might have imagined your way out of that one.
Possibly. Well, my main limiting factor on that front is mostly time in the day. Maybe I need to think quickly on how to make the day longer.
Books.
Books?
Books.
How does books do that?
They do.
Show me.
So he packs up his things. I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he knows the Archmage. This way.
Huh.
And he leads you back up the stairs to the library. Books. And he starts turning back down the stairs to go down.
I'm like, so how do I increase the time of the day?
Stay around the books. Anyways. I guess while you're in the library, what do you do?
I go looking for other people that are in the library.
Okay. Make a luck check.
Alright.
There's currently no one else in here.
Then I will go to a section of the library about theoretical magic.
Okay.
And see if I can find anything that is essentially magic theory that has been considered but gone unproven?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Nine.
How long do you spend?
Hour.
Okay. You find some stuff on some time manipulation theories. That's about it.
Okay. And so what do they have to say about time manipulation theories that...
Traversing it forward or backward.
Ah, okay.
The same general theories on time manipulation that we, as a society, have that are just theories. Specifically forward at an accelerated rate. Or moving backward through it to effects that have already... to change things that have already occurred. What do you do from there?
I'll go looking for the Archmage.
Okay. Do you take stairs up or down?
I'll go to one of the common areas and ask to...
So you go back down. Okay.
Yep.
So, meanwhile, Rolfur. So you, as he was walking off to talk to Mr. Gnome, you were going into one of the practice little buffered areas?
Yep.
Stalls? Yeah. You just find it. I just find an empty one?
Yep.
Okay. And what do you do?
I summon up the soul of the Michael triplet.
Okay.
Walnosh. Or I try to.
Yeah, how does it work? What is...
Well, it's my divine power. If I know of a person, I can conjure up their soul.
Okay.
Assuming it's there.
In the suit? Yeah. He shows up.
Oh, hey, it works. Ugh, you're a bit of an old one.
Well, you're not the spryest of chickens yourself.
Well, you know, welcome back to your home and all that.
Much more peaceful.
Yeah, I imagine the whole god thing caused a mess. That's what I'm calling about. I'm the new god of the grave, and I'm trying to piece together exactly what went down to maybe, hopefully... What?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 23.
23. Kind to meet you, he extends a hand.
Yeah, I believe he's the ghost, so phantom shake.
And carry on.
But yeah, you're possibly the pretty close to the end of that when that went down. And the wizards are famous for being a learned bunch.
I always did my best alongside my sisters.
Yeah, I can only summon up one person at a time, so...
Have you spoken to them yet?
No, you're my first try. A lot of people that I summon around this time don't show up.
Oh, quite honored.
Because the gods have them, or whatever happened to the last gods took a bunch of their followers with them.
No. The gods left. That's why we started school, to learn magic beyond. When there were gods, there were many who simply followed them to gain access to a variety of magical powers and strengths. But those all ended when the gods left, leaving many of power thirsty for a way to gain it again. My youngest, That's a really weird term for me to use in this when the difference is minutes.
No, they're twins. That is a very important distinction. Those minutes matter.
Specifically, Maribel, chief amongst them, sought other ways. So we pursued them.
Wait, so she was like a cleric before and went wizard afterwards?
I suppose that terminology could be used.
Yeah, we're just now starting to the new gods are just now starting to get to the point of power where we can have clerics again. Worshippers that then gain strength by their worship. So, do you know where the old gods went? Why they went?
They grew tired of us, I suppose.
Alright, so that's a no.
No, they did not announce their leaving, even to their faithful.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like something they did by choice. I don't know. I guess I just been like, he's probably happy to be out of the river.
Yeah.
So, what was like? Let's figure out what he was doing. Like, what was his area of study?
Okay.
What was Crep like right after the fall?
Okay. So as you're talking, around that time, Billy goes up the stairs and then very quickly comes back down the stairs. You're just again looking around, asking around for the Archmage once you get down?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to point in the point of time about how long it takes before him to have his conversation go up and down. You said what was he doing? Like what was he working on before he died? Is that?
Yeah.
It's a little different, but I believe this is the tower. Recruiting and educating.
Yeah, this is your tower.
Yeah, was it?
No, so that's all it really was. You were just a pay-it-forward type of guy.
Well, there was certainly many of them with skills could gain power and abilities, artifacts that would then also be paid back to the school in turn, in time. But in general, I lived much of my life in a little port city, and I believe the term is that rising tides raise all ships.
That's true.
Know it.
Alright, well, you mind if I call up your sister Maribel then? Unfortunately, we don't have a solution to the river sucking so bad yet, but we're working on it.
Well, I wouldn't begrudge her leaving it. I've barely gotten to know you. Tell me a bit of yourself.
Sure, we can spend a few hours chatting.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell them what I've been up to, about new gods, give them the laydown.
To note, gain 1 follower.
I thought I wasn't allowed to gain followers from the dead.
You have never tried it. You have never put in enough effort to action.
1 follower. I have 1 dead wizard. Well, I know what I'm doing for like all my free time now.
Because also to note, if they're not your followers, they wouldn't go to your afterlife. If they're not recruitable, they just stay in that river.
I can't personally collect you unless you worship me. You probably should.
And the fact that you're very open about your fact of trying to get them out of there, that's a real easy...
Oh.
Your numbers are going to shoot up.
Well, not.
Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, we'll spend some time chat with them.
Yeah. Billy, do an investigation.
Okay. Investigation. 18.
18. Yes. You learn that currently the Archmages, the tower houses 3, like, at any given time of that level of authority, but they are not currently present. They have traveled off to Nexon a couple days ago, and they have not returned.
Alright, what are they up to?
Not sure, but it's not uncommon for them to go there. Anything of trying to get any power, authority, things done that involves the cities and governments, that's where they have to go to do it. Because the real power for the city that they're next to is not in the city they're next to.
Oh, so talking with whoever I'm talking to, what kind of things have they needed to ask for that kind of situation between messing with the cities and power? Like, what do we?
I mean, it just kind of goes to anything that has potential to cause any influence or effect on the land around them. They and the tower as a whole works very hard to keep positive relations with the nation that they're a part of. They do not try to. Let's put it away. They refuse to be a weapon of the nation, and so in every other way, they try to make sure that they are never a blight to the nation, because they're not doing the thing that the militant nation that they live in would likely want them to do. So the fact that they do produce wizards, that some of them come out and end up being weapons for the nation, and that they get along otherwise, tends to be enough that they're allowed their space. But that means going through approvals and paperwork if they want to harvest any resources from the land, if they, etc. Just however they're going about it.
Alright. Well, I asked them as like a potential thing, like if you had like a dream list of stuff that you could do, would they have any desire or want to move the Wizard's Tower to like its own demi-plane, so they wouldn't have any sort of political entanglement?
Well, I mean, as much of the things needed are still going to be here, they obviously would still have to get permission to, with whatever's done here in the land anyways. Nothing like that's been mentioned. There are definitely people that can create demi-planes, but...
Yeah, I'm like, well, what would you need?
Anything that is material components for spells, anything that is, spaces to attempt, do work on things that are larger or more dangerous. Any of that kind of...
Okay, so space and stuff.
Space and stuff, man.
Yeah. Space and stuff. Okay.
You're doing that. Old man, what did you do once you popped out of the house?
I was going to...
Are you just staying on the ship and you're waiting there to hear from them, or?
I guess I need to turn back into a seagull and go and check on all the other rooms.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you finish scouting out the house, a couple of the rooms are completely empty, like they've been emptied out. The top floor seems like half bare. Like it's just... one floor just seems to be storage of crates and barrels. And there are a couple bedrooms up there as well. Otherwise,
I don't see like the daughter's room.
you do not see a room with a woman currently in it. You see a couple rooms that look like, they could house, could be the room of a young woman, but none where she is there at the present moment.
I'm gonna pop in and investigate each of those rooms to see if I can find the one.
Okay, now you're a seagull, and you're looking through windows.
Yeah.
Frickin' bird.
So, I land on the window's edge. Yeah, that they have ledges on the exterior.
Yeah.
How big are these windows?
They're probably a foot wide, 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall.
How far apart are these two rooms from each other?
The ones that look like would be a woman's room. One is on the 3rd floor. Again, facing the front of the house. It is 3rd floor, front left side. The other one is 2nd floor back, same left side. So.
Would there be a straight line of 500 feet between them?
Like between the outside of them? Or like within them?
Like dimension door. Straight line. I can straight line as long
yes.
as I can mentally picture the distance.
Yes. What is... I do not feel that you, as a seagull, would necessarily be able to calculate that, though.
Yes, but I would be able to get that information and calculate it as a person.
I mean, you wouldn't be looking at it while you're a person to know for sure.
Yes, but that is the kind... so... Would I have enough information to be within the other room for a dimension door? Like, mentally?
You're pretty sure. The house is less distance than that, so you know it's within distance.
Okay, I'm going
You're not likely to get a smooth landing when you come out the other end.
Okay, so I'm going to be on... Go into the 2nd floor one, because that's the back of the house, yeah?
Yes.
I land on the windowsill, and there's no one inside the room that I can see?
Mm-mm.
Anyone outside?
Make a perception check.
I rolled a 12. Let's see what the seagull gets. That's the wrong tab.
Bird.
Is there a seagull in 5e?
Oh, it's definitely not going to be called seagull. That's ridiculous.
There's a lightning gull. I don't think that's a beast.
It's not quite what you are.
Would it be a crow?
Crow stats work. Yeah.
A raven.
Even better.
Wouldn't his intelligence be a bit lower, though? Ravens are pretty damn smart.
Well, it's a perception thing.
They're both smart.
Ravens have 2 intelligence.
Maybe you should look for a seabird.
That's a 15 on my perception.
You do see the person that was tidying up the area in the backyard is now sitting there, just kind of. I mean, he's looking about, smoking a pipe. He's sitting in that area.
Is he staring at me?
He's not staring at you, but he's kind of looking around. You might be in his peripheral.
Excellent. So here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to turn back into a person and as quickly as I can become invisible.
Okay.
And then I'm going to dimension door into the room.
Okay. So you turn invisible first.
Yeah. And then I dimension door.
Dimension door in, and you notice as that sill, that bit that comes out, is falling as it has cracked under your weight as you were on it long enough for it to break. Though now that's tumbling down, and the person that's now looking over there sees that falling off probably what he saw. Is that breaking for some reason.
Unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and look around the room.
Okay.
Sneakily.
Yes. And we'll discover what is in the room next time. Join us for that. I'm like, this is going to take longer than we should probably.
I had a feeling it was coming. I'm over here looking at the time going,
I'm like, if you did something simple, went back to the boat, I was going to try and end the day. Nope, you're like, I want to do more stuff. Fine, we'll do it next time.
Stuff is very important.
Alright, well, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.
You didn't ask him a question.
Yeah, I don't do that. That's weird.